you want it.
Bay 12, please.
Hello there, Transformers fans, and welcome back to another Bay 12 video review. Today we're reviewing the new Studio Series 86, the long-awaited Dinobot Sludge. Really awesome Studio Series 86. This one is number 15 of the Studio 86 subline of Studio Series. Arguably the greatest part of the Studio Series line. Packaging was pretty cool. I mean, I love that full face artwork. Again, I would love to have seen the toy. Even if it's, you know, not a full, even if it's not a plastic bubble, just like a little bit of a window, something so I can actually see him. But I do love that artwork of him just fighting off the Sharkticons there. Really, really cool. Here is Sludge. And now, you know, we're just waiting on Hasbro to announce what we already know is coming, Snarl and Swoop. Who's next? What do you say? Let me know in the comments. Do you think Snarl is next or Swoop is next? Probably Swoop, because Swoop was in the movie with the other three more. Snarl is in the movie at least twice. Not for very long, but he is in the movie for at least 2 different scenes. So he's in Transformers the movie. He was there. There's the backdrop we have. Of course, you can put Sludge on that backdrop. It's pretty cool. He takes up quite a lot of space on that backdrop. You just kind of got like some kind of cyber wall. It could be from Cybertron, could be from Quintessa, could be... Actually, it's probably only those 2, now that I think about it. And here he is, and he looks great. Yeah, I say photos really, really don't quite do this guy justice. I mean, I kind of felt that way about the other 2 as well. I kind of felt that way about Grimlock. I kind of felt that way about Slag, or Slug, if you want to call him that. And he just looks so sweet. That head sculpt is great. Really, really like that head sculpt. Classic Dino Mode chest. There's his blaster. They all came with blasters. He is very articulated for comparison. Here he is next to Slag and Grimlock, him leader of the Dinobots. So there you go. You can see all 3 of them. And I just absolutely love how incredibly large these guys are and just how awesomely they stand next to each other. And more, I can't wait to see Snarl and Swoop side by side with the other 3. Hasbro has done a fantastic job. I'm of the opinion that these are the greatest Dinobot figures for Generation 1 that they have ever done, ever produced. They're amazing. And I can't wait for more. Now, Sludge did not come with a small figure companion, which I'm kind of glad Hasbro's moving away from that, because, let's be honest, the wheelie that came with Grimlock and the Daniel that came with Slag are kind of lame. They're not great. I know there's been some cool upgrade kits to fix the problems that those had. Honestly, I don't feel as though they should have been produced with those issues to begin with. I know a lot of other fans are of the same opinion, and it's kind of cool to see that Hasbro's going back and doing core classes of those characters now, but then why have done them in the first place? They didn't really add value. I know most fans, including myself, would have much rather had their Energon swords packed in instead of figures that didn't have much articulation and just kind of took away from the overall piece, in my opinion. And it would have cost less to produce just a simple one-piece Energon sword than it would have to produce multiple pieces with less articulation for a figure they just reproduced down the line with articulation and transformation anyway. I don't know. They broke that trend with Sludge here. He doesn't come with a pack-in figure. He still only comes with his blaster weapon. So it's strange to me that they didn't produce like a sword or multiple swords for Grimlock and Slag here as well. Hopefully that means maybe we'll get the swords with Swoop or something, because Swoop is the smallest of the Dinobots, so maybe he'll have those other weapons that these guys are missing. We'll see. Stay tuned. Articulation. Head is on a ball joint. As you can see, that little bit is articulating too. That's mostly due to transformation. Fully articulated shoulders, in and out, upper bicep, double jointed elbows, that's mostly due to transformation. Swivel on the wrist joints. You've got a waist joint, hips, upper thigh, single jointed knees, side ankles. The foot does articulate like so, but that's mostly due to transformation. And he does have his wings, and then there's the Brachiosaurus head and neck just hanging down off his back. And that's pretty much it for robot mode. Transformation, not too difficult. Nice and simple for old Sludgy here. We're going to rotate those fists around and then push them into the Dino mode feet, like so. We're going to bring this section. Oh, that reminds me. This does come detached in the packaging. I had it already in there because I took the insert out before I recorded this. But this does come removed. All you do is you take this little bit and you plug it in right here, or you can even slide it in if that's easier for you. But that is how you get that on there, just so you knows. Untab the wing sections there off of the back. Trying to get them to stand up a little bit. There we go. Bring that up. You see those Dino mode legs down there. We're not going to quite mess with those yet because first we're going to pull down on that section first. Then we're going to push in the robot mode head. We're going to come right here. You see that little mushroom pegs there. We're going to rotate those, and that's going to come down like so. And then bring that head up. There's a couple of tabs right there. Tab that in. Bring those forward legs up for the Dino mode. Click them into place where they go, and then you can kind of bring this back down, and that's going to fit in right there. But we got to finish this other section first. So come to the waist, rotate it all the way down, and then you can bring this section all the way down. And once you do that, then you have the clearance to bring in his robot mode wings, line it up, and tab it all into place. And then there's pretty much the front of the Dino mode all done. And he's starting to look really, really good. I mean, he already looks good, but he's starting to look good in Dino mode. Bring those shoulders down, rotate that bicep joint all the way around so that the Dino mode feet are facing the way they're supposed to be facing. And then we come to the legs here, untab that foot, untab that foot, untab that section from the front of the shin. Do the same thing over here, untab all that. And then grab that tail there. Bring that section out. Rotate that down. And as we're doing that, we're going to come over here. See that knee joint? You're going to grab that. You're going to bring it up like so. And then you're going to collapse on this double hinge the foot like that. Extend that tail all the way out, bring that panel back up, and then close that down. But before we secure all of that in place, we're going to go ahead and do the other leg as well. I kind of wanted to show all of those moving parts first so that I can just do the other side because it is a lot of moving parts, as you can see. So get all that, just kind of lining it all up. And then as you line it up, there are little pegs down the center. You're just going to kind of peg those legs together. Peg the tail together, bring that back up, peg the back together, bring it down, push it into place. Don't split the front of the Dino while you're doing it. There you go. kind of start seeing it all come together now. Spread those legs out. Right here on the back of the foot, there is a little tab that tabs into the back of the shoulders. Well, the robot mode shoulders. Tab that all in. There we go. Tab that all in. Make sure this piece is overlapping these pieces. There's a couple of tabs right there that line up. And now that you've got it, come on, there we go. Click into place, thank you. Now you can pose those legs how you want them. And he does have weapon storage in this mode, kind of. It's all right. It's not great. Take his blaster here, and on the underside right here where his feet are, you got these two little tabs on the side of it. They're gonna slot in right there, like so, and that's his weapon storage. It's not the greatest weapon storage in the world, but it's still pretty cool, I think. Articulation in Dino mode, his head is on a hinge joint right here. It can only really go forward and down. Same with the neck. You don't really get any turning with the head, which is kind of a shame. I feel like they could have easily done like some kind of swivel joint inside the neck, but you do have this swivel joint that I just discovered because the paint or plastic finally cracked out, and now I feel silly. But yeah, there you go. It does have that at least. So you do have the little blaster point right here on the inside of the mouth, like the dinos are supposed to have, and you can kind of plug a flame effect in there. It's a little difficult because of the angle it's sitting at. It doesn't sit facing straight out. If you were to open the jaw all the way up, it's kind of parallel to the roof of the mouth, so you don't have a ton of clearance to plug flame effects or blast effects in the mouth. He's nice and long, no articulation at the tail. He has the same articulation in the arms as he did in robot mode, and then of course, you know, these can go forward and back. You get a little bit of rotation here, and then you get a little forward and back there, and that's pretty much it for his Dino mode articulation. Overall, I think he's awesome. I think he looks fantastic. He is certainly a long boy in his Dino mode here. I feel like his body is a little bit more elongated than it probably should be, but other than that, I still subscribe to the fact that this is probably the best Sludge that Hasbro has ever produced, and he definitely looks great side by side with the other dinos. And for comparison, here he is next to Grimlock and, well, here. Grimlock and Slag in Dino mode. So you can kind of see how all three of them scale next to each other in Dino mode, and they look fantastic. They look absolutely awesome in Dino mode side by side. 2 to go. 2 to go, Hasbro. Thank you for doing such an awesome job on the Dinobots so far. I can't wait to see how the other Studio Series Dinobots come out. You guys have been absolutely killing it with the Dinobots. Hopefully, though, soon we get their swords. They need their swords in addition to their blast. And while I will say this isn't the best weapon storage, it's still better than Grimlock's. At least his isn't, you know, just chilling on his back. Slag's still has the best weapon storage out of the 3, where it's part of his tail. That's easily the coolest there. But yeah, there you guys go. Stay tuned, guys, for more awesome Transformers review here on Bay 12. Make sure you like and subscribe, follow us on social media, and stay tuned for more, because as soon as the announcement comes as to who the 4th of the 5 Dinobots is going to be, you know we're going to be announcing it on our social media, so make sure you're following us there. And, of course, once that figure comes out, you know we'll be reviewing it here on the Bay 12 channel, so stay tuned for that as well. Check out some of our previous reviews. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. Transform and roll out.
Let's
it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.